Hello everyone, my name is Razzie and welcome back to Buried. Now, if you haven't seen the first part of this, it's pretty cool. Might want to go back and watch that before we keep going. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Now, hopefully my mic is a bit better than first episode, so there shouldn't be as much static in the background. Well, we're standing on a thin platform of what looks like a fancy subway. The rails look well used, but not old. There are small overhead lights that are very dim, as if they're running on emergency power. The dim overhead lights are a blessing, but the size of the place makes you feel vulnerable. Staring ahead, the tunnel seems to be endless, almost dizzying, but there's a small light further ahead, and then a space that breaks the monotony. Ike in English. Then the space that breaks the monotony of the tunnel's curved surface. Another platform, maybe? Why are we in the subway tunnel? Dennis, we'll ask Dennis what he thinks of it. Dennis, looks like we're waiting for the D train. Hey, Dennis says with a deadly sounding cackle. Also, the ring noise is louder down here. It's much more solid now, and there's some other sounds, something like a faint hum of machinery. What's your take on this, boss? You think we're safe down here? Dennis asks. Not at all. This is what I think to myself, but I don't want to let Dennis see that I'm rattled. While he seems to be limping along much better than when we first stumbled into this place, he's still in rough shape. I'm leading him here, and I should probably make him feel confident in that. I'm not sure this is creepy. Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be fine. I reassured Dennis. We're too far in to go back, I say. Besides, if we get caught for trespassing, I'm pretty sure we'll slide by. We're good. You're in pain, and we've got to find the rest of our crew. They could still be here somewhere. Dennis nods and looks reassured, albeit weak and miserable. From the looks of it, we can go either left or right. The left is slightly lit, the right not so much. This makes me uneasy because I get the sense that one wrong turn in a place like this would have us wandering for hours. Suddenly, I jerk my head to the right as I hear the unmistakable sound of someone walking. Did you hear something? I asked Dennis, my eyes straining to see anything in the darkness. Not sure, he says. Maybe it kind of sounded like footsteps. I wait a moment, but the sound doesn't come again. So those are our options. To the left are flickering lights, indicating that we'll at least be able to see. There's also a hum of machinery and a sign of life. To the right is just darkness, but we also heard footsteps in that direction. It could be a crew member in the footsteps being. Yeah, well, which was the right? The right was the footsteps. Yeah, we'll go right. We decided to go into the darkness. If there's anyone here they're worth speaking to, right it is. Oh, excuse me, just gotta take a sip. Oh, what a creepy game. As we leave the glow of electric lights, things instantly start to feel a bit more sinister. I look at Dennis's injuries again. The gash along his side is inflamed now, and while the bleeding seems to have stopped, the amount that has soaked into his pants and shirt is beyond alarming. How much further can you walk? I asked him. Can you keep going? Yeah, Dennis says. Let's walk into the deep, dark tunnel. There's no business being here. He's right. The darkness we find ourselves in feels thick, like walking in syrup. I am reminded of the fear I felt as a child when I had to go into the basement to fetch tools for my dad. I was sure there were snakes or spiders or monsters of unimaginable horror lurking down there. I feel the same way here, walking through the tunnel. That's when I see a human figure, far back in the tunnel, silhouetted in the faint light at the end. He's standing on some other platform up ahead, and likely can't see us. It looks like he might be holding a gun, but it's too dark to be sure. If you don't want to sneak up on him if he's got a gun, he might just hear a noise and shoot you. Oh, don't know why he'd want to shoot you. Actually, you're probably not supposed to be here anyway. Yeah, we'll tell him we're here. We don't want him to just panic shoot. My voice echoes through the tunnel, bouncing endlessly off the walls. The figure turns towards us and freezes, like a deer sensing danger. "Why the hell did you do that?" Dennis whispers to me. "We don't know who that is. We don't know where we are." I don't know, I said. Maybe he can answer some questions. But that doesn't happen. The person can't see us in the dark, and after a moment, the figure rushes away through a door up ahead. Wow, alright, so it's probably not one of the crew members, because they would have recognized Boss Man's voice. As we head further into the tunnel, we reach another platform. There's light coming from the platform, but like the overhead lights, they are dim, red emergency lights. I start to wonder if the explosion at the logging site caused the power outage in this place, or whatever this place is. The ringing noise that I originally thought was in my head is getting louder. I'm starting to think it's some sort of alarm. When we come to the large open area ahead in the tunnel, it further resembles a subway station. As much as I try to ignore the reality, it's undeniable. We have stumbled into some sort of high-tech transportation system that is buried beneath the forests of Kentucky. It makes absolutely no sense and creates an entirely new sort of fear as to what the hell we have walked into. I notice that Dennis seems confident though. When we reach a large opening, we have to climb over the rails and up on the platform. I have to help Dennis over the rails and then up the small utility ladder that is bolted into the opposite side of the travelway. When he reaches the large open area resembling a subway waiting area, he collapses on the floor, lets out a heaving breath. "You know what?" Dennis says, exasperated. "This is ridiculous. I quit. I'm not going any further." On top of worrying about my crew and the madness of wherever we are, I'm not in the mood for Dennis to act like a baby. I don't want to start yelling at him. Like, "Get up, you little bitch." No, not really. Yeah. He's got this. Just let him take his time. I'm not the one with the gash in my side, I think to myself, so I decide to cut him some slack. "Damn, boss, I'm sorry," he says. "It's alright, mate," I say. I don't know how you're still on your feet, if I'm being honest." "Stubbornness," he says with a weak laugh. "You need a minute to rest?" I ask, as warmly as I can muster. "No. If I sit down to rest, I'm afraid I might not get back up. Let's keep going while I can still go." I reach down, help him to his feet, and then we get ourselves up onto the platform. Right in front of us, there's an entrance to a long hallway exiting the platform area. It's at this point that I realise these red emergency lights might be on for someone else who is actually supposed to be here, like that guy I saw earlier standing on the platform. I don't know, they probably know we're here anyway, so is there a point in yelling out? No. I'm still not sure if I want to alert anyone to the fact that we are strangers in this secret place, and the thought of hearing a scream, even my own scream, in this empty place is too much to bear. The emergency lights continue to flicker overhead, casting a sick sort of pinkish light on everything. My mind is racing with what sort of place this might be. It's obvious that it's meant to be a secret. And if it is supposed to be a secret, and there was a power outage recently, maybe most everyone has been evacuated. But then, why was that one person still here? This thought does nothing to make me feel any better as we walk towards the platform exit. We step inside, and it seems just as empty as every other place we've come through, weakly illuminated by some more overhead emergency lights. We're standing inside a hallway that looks surreal for a moment. So yeah, you probably shouldn't be here. Like, I feel like we came here. Okay, that's just really creepy. Yeah, if I was in this place, that the hallway reminds me of a hospital. Yeah, hospital wing. But there's something not quite right about it. It's the first clean and tidy area I've seen since coming into the woods. It looks like it was recently in use, despite the dim emergency lights overhead. There are chairs against the walls and the floor. The chairs against the walls on the floor look very well cleaned, as do the walls. The ringing noise is definitely coming from here, and a small flashing red light along the ceiling seems to flash along with it. That ringing noise is an alarm, I say, if only to confirm my own thought. But for what? Dennis asks, and then he asks the question what has been on my mind since I found the little building in the woods. What the hell is this place? We exchange a look that speaks volumes. We reach the end of the hallway and hear a sound like a large metallic grinding. This is followed by a clicking noise and then the unmistakable noise of a generator kicking on. Oh, power's back on, I think. Looks like it in the picture. Without warning, the facility jolts to life. The red glow of the emergency lights is suddenly replaced by bright white fluorescent ones. Yeah, the power's back on. That mechanical hum is oddly comforting. Somehow the power being back urges us on. It's then that I notice the ringing noise has stopped. So it had been an alarm. But for what? Just a power failure? We head down the hallway, the electric hum of the lights sounding eerie overhead. Other than that, this place is dead quiet. The hall is about 100 feet long, with two main doors, and one door opens into a large room that looks like a conference room, with a whiteboard and papers strewn about it. Across the hallway, another door looks like a laboratory of some sort. Dennis slumps against the wall in defeat and lets out a scary-sounding chuckle. Something funny? I ask as the dark and brooding panic starts to grip me. Dennis just keeps chuckling as he slides down to the floor. I'm just going to sit here while you look around, he says. There's a look in his eyes that reminds me too far of a dead animal on the side of the road. Into the conference room of the lab. Well, we might be able to find out something about this place in the conference room. Yeah, we're going there. I'm sure there's something in those papers, or on the whiteboard or something like that. A large table sits in the middle of the room, lined with a series of chairs. It looks like something straight out of a showroom. A well-used whiteboard hangs on the wall, and there are scattered papers on the desk. It'll take us ages to look through the papers. Might as well just have a quick check of the whiteboard. A few things are scribbled onto the whiteboard, mostly formulas and names, but there are some things that are easy to understand, things that make my blood go cold. Subject number 6, cause of death, embolism or aneurysm, or both. Ideas for new delivery mode, spherical, liquid, induced comatose state first, TerraCore Co equals possible plutonium supplier. Okay, yeah, let's look at the papers. Oh, I should have made sure Dennis is alright. Most of the papers and printouts have codes and equations that go way over my head. But there are also handwritten notes that don't make me feel any better about our situation. I read through them and see scrawled notes that say things like, last experiment failed, overdose before transport, levels indicate cellular catabolism, more lead shielding in exposure suits, measurements make no sense, let Barksdale know about possible Higgs field fix. Outside the hallway I hear Dennis grunting. I head out of the room and see him still seated on the floor, but I don't get very far because as I exit a man comes rushing through the corner with an automatic rifle in his hand. So was this the guy that was in the hallway before? And he does have a gun. Huh. Slippity slip. It's hard to look beyond his rifle, but the man carrying it is young, with messy dark hair. His skin is so pale that I wonder if maybe he lives down here. He has the look of a guy who's been cooped up for a little too long. He doesn't seem like the kind of person I'd trust with a gun in a stressful situation. As he sees us in the doorway, he screams and brings the gun up. It is aimed directly at my head. Dennis jumps up and stands next to me. It's like he's ready to run for it. I recognize him by his height and build. He's the person I could barely see back in that dark tunnel. Oh, yeah. So it was the guy we saw in the tunnel. Sweet. No. Mate, how far are we away? He's on the other side of the room, I think. If we try to attack him, he's just going to pull the trigger and we're gone. Both of us dead. So we can't do much else. Put my hands up in the air, surprised at how natural it feels to go into this surrendered state. Maybe it's because this feels like a dream. Maybe because I feel like I'll snap awake if the maniac pulls the trigger. I recognized you. You stomped around and set off the security mics in the entrance. What? I said, unable to think of anything else to say. Who are you? The man asked. Did you do this? The man eyes us both, and I see something in his eyes that unsettles me. He's scared, but there's something else. We're just loggers, we're nobody. Nah, we gotta tell him who we are. Like, yeah. His eyes look distant for a minute and then he says, bullshit. But for some reason, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm telling the truth. Someone knocked the power out, the man says. It's back on now, but if it was out for long enough, well, we're in a heap of trouble. Was it you? Who sent you? Look, we don't know what you're talking about, Dennis says. Something happened out in the woods. Are you alone? Are there others with you? The armed man asks, thrusting the gun in my face. How the hell did you get in this situation? I think to myself, if only I had left that damn ringing noise alone, we wouldn't be here. I'm not really sure if we want to give this guy information yet. We don't know anything about him. Then again, he might have some answers. Nah, if we don't want to say no to stuff, because if we happen to find another crew member down here, and then we're like, oh yeah, hey buddy, how you doing? He'll be like, oh, mate, you told me it was just you guys going to shoot you all. So yeah, we'll tell him we're looking for people. We have other crew members that we can't find, I say. Your crew? He asks, semi-confused. If this man thinks we're nuts, there's no telling what he might do. The fact that he looks a little crazy himself makes the situation even hairier. But how'd you get in here, the man asks. I point down the hall towards the subway. We came in that way. The doors weren't locked. His expression calms a bit, but I'm still very aware of the gun that is leveled less than a foot away from my face. Do we want to grab it? I'd rather not. No, we'll just tell him to put it down, because he seems calmer. He asked the man calmly to put his gun down. The only way I'm putting this rifle down is after I burn your brains out. Oh, jeez, alright, well, might as well have done it then. With that, he used the muzzle of the gun to flip my hard hat into the floor. Oh, it's a children's move, a playground tactic at best, but it's sufficient to show me that he knows he's in control now. He then levels the rifle at Dennis, and I can only assume it's because his wounds make him appear to be the weaker of us. The man takes a shaky step forward. Dennis looks back and forth between the barrel of the gun and me, his eyes pleading for help. No, he was going to shoot the guy. No way, I'm not letting that happen. He's a mate. He stepped between the gun and Dennis. Before I'm fully aware of what I'm doing, I step out in front of Dennis. The barrel of the rifle is nearly touching my chest now. Both Dennis and the man seem a little confused at my action, and I do my best to swallow down my fear. I don't know what's going on here, I say, but we're here by mistake. Well, you have no business being here, the man says, but now that the power is on, I think you might be too late anyway. For what? I ask, but he doesn't answer me. Instead he steps forward and actually pushes me backwards with the end of his rifle. The man then repeats the question he asked before. One that makes no sense and honestly makes me think he might be a little crazy. Who sent you? He says. You arseholes are from the Pentagon? I'm not quite sure how to take this question. This guy joking. He thinks we're from the Pentagon? What does it... Do we look like we're from the Pentagon? I don't think we do. I was wearing a hard hat before you knocked it off my noggin. Why would it matter if we're from the Pentagon anyway? No, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I'm the president. I'm not the president. Just like to say that. No, I say, we're just loggers. Something blew up and my friend got hurt. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Likely story, the man says, but I see a flicker of recognition in his face that makes me think he might believe me. Still, his grip on the gun is as tight as ever. The look on his face makes me think he'll shoot at any moment. You both just stand still, he says. Sooner or later, someone will come along and I'll turn you over. He again thrusts the gun forwards, as if it has an invisible bayonet on it. There's no need for that, I tell him. I have no guarantee that he won't pull the trigger. Look, Dennis says, we don't want any trouble. We're just as confused as you are. Then, in a movement so fast that I just about missed it, Dennis lunges forward. I have no idea how he's moving so fast. Just 30 seconds ago I was worried about how close to death he looked, but now he's moving lightning fast, his left arm coming down on the barrel of the gun like a club. In the commotion, the man does pull the trigger. The booming noise is deafening, and there is a moment where I think I've been hit. It takes the clanging noise of the round tearing into the floor at my feet to help me realise that I have not been shot. I look to the floor and see where the shot missed my right leg by less than 3 inches. I'm paralysed in shock for a moment as Dennis and the man fight over possession of the rifle. There's a fire extinguisher on the wall I could use as a bludgeon, but I might not have enough time to grab it before Dennis is overpowered. Now, I'm just going to straight up punch the guy. Dennis is the man pinned to the floor, but isn't strong enough to keep him down. As I fall to the floor to help, the barrel of the rifle swings right in front of my arm. I remember how close I'd come to being shot. On my knees now, I deliver a hard, stiff punch to the man's face. I don't punch someone often, never really. I'm not usually the brawling type. Still, it is apparently effective. The man's head snaps back hard and his grip on the rifle loosens. Dennis grabs the gun and falls to the floor, clearly winded and in pain. Our attacker is immobilized, and I can feel a shift in the situation. Yet, although he is basically harmless now, I feel the need to pummel him and a desire that builds with each second I look at him. He's probably just doing his job. There's no way he's just being an arsehole for no reason. No, we're not punching him. You took it easy on the man. Yes, we did. He's definitely out now, no threat. Or at least that's what I think. But he surprises me by muttering up one more swift kick in my direction, connecting with my forehead. My eyelids swells to the size of a grape almost immediately. It seems like this last attack is more in to spite me than to defend himself. I can speak good English. I stumble back and ready myself for another round of blows, but he just slouches into the floor. He's done. Dennis instantly hands the rifle over to me, and I take it with shaking hands. I can't believe you stepped between me and that gun, Dennis says. He could have killed you. I was pretty sure he wouldn't, I said, although I had known no such thing. Still, thanks, man. That was some heroic stuff. You would have done the same for me, right? Dennis says nothing. His eyes look to the floor. Damn it, Dennis. What do we do now, boss? Dennis asks. We've come this far, and no one answers. I sense that Dennis does too. I walk over and pick up my hard hat off the floor. After placing it on my head, turn towards the man. We get answers from this guy. No answers, the man says. I don't have any. Next time, I won't just hit you, I say. Plunging the rifle towards him. Plunging? Now get up. He obeys quickly, but his legs are wobbly and he leans against the wall for support. I can feel my swollen eyelid from where he kicked me earlier. I just hope it doesn't get so bad that affects my sight. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's move, I say, pointing the gun further down the hallway. We've come this far, and I'm not going to let this guy stop us. Oh, jeez, what did I eat? We walk down the hallway until we come to the end. A single elevator awaits for us. Its steel sliding doors are larger than a normal elevator. That is single elevator. Oh, because you didn't walk down the hallway. Oh, you didn't walk in the lab. I want to know what's in the lab. No, so we walked in the hallway. That's interesting. Large elevator? I guess there's more floors to this place, maybe deeper underground, nothing above ground. That's just a very tall elevator. Not really wider. Before I get into the elevator with this guy, I think it's wise to learn a bit more about him. I can tell it's making him uncomfortable for me to have the gun. What's your name? I ask. Marcus. And do you work here? It's clear that he doesn't want to answer, but he gives us a little nod. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Any idea where they might be, I ask? No, he says curtly, not bothering to elaborate. There's got to be some useful info we can get out of this guy. I just need to know how to dig for it. I need a first aid kit for my friend here. I say, where might I find one? Down on the second floor, he says, but we can't go down there. Why? Why can't we go down there? Are we going down there okay? No. What's on level 2? Yeah, why? Why can't we go down there? He looks at me like I'm an idiot. You must be aware you're inside a classified government facility, he says. It makes sense, but I want to doubt it. Well, I'm sure our government would want you to help save my friend, so take me to the first aid kit. I can't, he says. You don't have clearance. Well, hell, I barely have clearance. Then, seemingly to himself, he mutters, I make this place run. And not even a thank you. Just a bunch of restricted access rooms that I'm only allowed to go into with a friggin' chaperone. I interrupt his monologue. We're going to that first aid kit. I could lose my job, he says. I wonder for a moment what sort of trouble I could get into for hitting a government employee. This makes me glad I took it easy on him. Then again, he'd come at us with a rifle. It makes me think that things have gone terribly wrong with this place, and the explosion in the woods, or whatever the hell happened, might be linked to it all. I need to convince him to take us to the second floor, but I'm not sure if it would be more productive to threaten him or ask for sympathy. My English is 11 out of 10, IGN, good English again. Don't even think about it. I can already hear the comment incoming. You're bad at English, just stop, just don't even do it. Just stop Englishing. But, mate, this is Australia, cunt, and we can English as well or as badly as we want. Alright. Wait, no, back to the story. What do we need? Not sure if we're more productive. Threaten him, ask for sympathy. I have a gun, but I feel like if we're with him coming down to the second floor, he knows what he's doing. He knows his way around. No, we're gonna just ask him about. Look, I say, it hasn't been the best day. We're just trying to find out what's going on, to find our crew to survive. I know that this isn't a normal situation down here. It looks like all of your protocols have been blown to hell. Can't you help us out? He looks at me sincerely, weighing his options. Okay, he says. Thank you, I say. With an untrusting stare, Marcus walks to the elevator door, approaching a small keypad by the doors. He punches in a numerical code on the keypad, and we can hear a slight mechanical hum behind the steel doors. After a few seconds of angry glances and frightened sneers from Marcus, the elevator arrives. The steel doors slide open with a whisper, revealing the interior. Ooh. Wow, that's a sleek elevator and a half right there. I like the buttons. It is exceptionally well lit and looks to be made of stainless steel. I half expect the thing to take off at the speed of light. There's another small keypad on the front right panel by the door with the options for 3 sub-level floors. Looks like this elevator doesn't go to the surface. So after we get a first aid kit for Dennis, how do we get out of here, I ask. We can't leave, Marcus says. Once the power comes back on, the whole place is put on lockdown. What? I shout. Can't you override it? No, it's to prevent anything from getting out. I can't anything from getting out? Marcus looks as deflated as Dennis. We can't get out. We're stuck here. Dennis leans into the corner and almost falls onto the floor. The struggle for the rifle took a lot out of him. I can see that much in his face. Slowly, we start to move down. The hum and grind of the elevator car. That's I didn't know that was what it was called. The motor fills the space. What can you do? So we're stuck here forever? I doubt we'll be stuck here forever. I'll ask him what he can actually do. Marcus bristles at the question. But I think it's fair. I mean, he's not allowed to unlock the doors or even get medical supplies. Why keep a guy around who can't even grab a band-aid without permission? Without me, nothing will get done here, Marcus answered me. These people think they're so brilliant, but some of them can barely turn their computers on without help. The top coder in my class at MIT, and I'm stuck living underground, helping idiots who don't even trust me with keys. How big is this place? What goes on here? Yeah, I'll ask him what goes on, because he's complaining about the people who work here. Marcus shakes his head. You may as well shoot me, I can't tell you. Why not? It's beyond classified, and the things I know don't even cover the start of it. What does that mean, I ask, starting to get irritated. It means that even if I wanted to tell you what sort of work is done here, I don't know enough about it. Well, Lisa, how big is this place? What is your job? They gave us another chance to ask how big it is. What is your job? He's the keep it running. He knew how to work the generator, got the power back on. He's only got pretty low level clearance, so I guess he just keeps all the lights on, maybe. So we'll just ask how big it is. It's a government facility of the highest secrecy, Marcus says. A research facility. It goes 4 stories underground, and quite frankly, it scares the piss out of me that you two got in here so easily. Why is that, I ask? This is a Black Ops graveyard, he replies. Even the CIA doesn't know this place exists. Well, knock the lights out, so what's your job? They gave us another chance to ask that, but we already know it. It seems like some sort of power outage, Marcus says. That's all I know. There was an outage and then what? Dennis asks weakly. Then things got weird. Things got bad. Bad how? I asked. The whole place seemed to shake. Then the lights went out. I was checking the monitors when it happened and everything went dead. It took no more than a minute or so before I started hearing the screams. People were being killed by something. I tried getting the security cameras going again, but they only lasted for a little bit on my backup systems. But what I saw... What? I asked, feeling a sharp fear worm its way into my gut. Well, what I saw on the screens for that little bit of time made no sense. It made me get the gun from the emergency vault. I think whatever it is still down here. Hold on, I say. There's an emergency vault with a rifle in the same room as security cameras in this place? Marcus gives me a grin that looks nearly insane. There are guns locked away in every room in this place, just in case, you know. Oh yeah, I know mate, I know. Just in case it weren't. So we're still in danger here. You think we're not? We're in some super duper classified not military, government facility. And you're asking if we're still in danger, mate. No. Just in case of what? Oh, my throat. As he opens his mouth to answer, the elevator comes to a stop and the doors slide open. Marcus is out right away without a word. He makes his exit and heads directly for a glassed-in room that is filled with computer monitors and high-end equipment. Dennis and I file out behind him, trying to keep up. As we do, one very alarming question runs through my head. What the hell kind of government facility keeps loaded guns in emergency vaults in every single room? End of chapter 2. Wow. So, what do we do this chapter? Walk through a hallway, hit a guy, went down an elevator. Sounds pretty good. No, but there's obviously something weird going on. Top secret government facility. It sounds like some X-Files kind of thing. Maybe aliens, or could be aliens. Nah, who knows? We'll find out next time, maybe. You and 58% of players called out Marcus when you saw him in the tunnel. Selflessness, you and 64% of players stepped in front of Dennis to protect him from Marcus. It's just what I do. Mercy, you and 65% of players were easy on Marcus after he... So you're saying 35% of people just decided to beat the guy up? Wow. People, man. People, like... Why would you want to do that? Oh well, probably some game-changing decision. Who knows? Well, anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this second chapter, and hopefully I can get the next chapter up in... Last time I said a couple of days. It's been about a month, but we'll see. Well, I'll see what I can do. Australia Internet is the best thing you've ever seen. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, well, hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.